Your campaign slogan identifies the two areas that I'm sure will have a lot of the attention of voters in May, as we're still in the throes of an economic recession: jobs and low taxes. Talk about
Absolutely.
this theme and why you think it's important for Waynesboro.
I think this is the theme of how we, as Waynesboro City Council, Waynesboro government, need to function moving forward. We've got to understand here in Waynesboro, our industrial climate is almost getting to be a thing of the past. We've seen tremendous downturns in our industrial environment. Machinery and tool taxes have declined by 50% since 2003. So we know that without the sales tax from commercial and retail, we would be having a very different discussion today. So what that tells me, not only as a councilwoman but as a candidate for reelection, is that we've got to start thinking outside the box. We've got to start being very aggressive with economic development strategies. We've been without an economic development director for 18 months. In this climate, that's not good. We've not had a seat at the table around the state when it comes to trying to lure some of these higher paying jobs to this area. We've got to be out there competing. We've got to get Waynesboro ready to accept these higher paying industries, light service industries, and some of these high tech folks that are looking to come out from Northern Virginia, for instance, from the blast zone. We need to have a presence, and we don't have one. So, and the other part to that is that we've got to diversify the tax base here. We've got to start thinking beyond industrial, even light industrial. I think we've got to think so far into being competitive with even our neighboring localities. And I think if we don't do that, we are not going to grow and prosper as a city, and our tax base is going to dwindle because of that.
Going from the policy to the politics, you talked about thinking outside the box and being aggressive. You're the first out of the gate for the 2010 campaign cycle here in Waynesboro. You're out here in November. We're roughly 6 months out from the election. Talk about coming out at this stage with your reelection campaign and what you hope to achieve by being out early.
It was important for me, Chris, to announce early. I do expect that I'll probably have some competitors in this race. I do think in any race that some competition is good for the voters. But I think that I feel so strongly about the message that I carry, and I feel so strongly about the city as a native of Waynesboro and the plans that I want to see to fruition with work that I started in 2006, that really I'm not done. And it's important that I let the citizens know that I'm here, and I'm here for the long term, and I'm here for the hard work. And it would be easy for folks in elected positions these days and in my position to say, this is a tough environment. I don't want to make the hard decisions, and I'm not going to run again. That's not me. I'm going to stick through these hard times with Waynesboro citizens, and I'm going to try to provide leadership and lead the way so that we can come out of this downturn in a very positive position and make sure that we're thinking ahead in every decision that we make, so that we're positioned to be in a positive place and not a negative place in a couple years. So I think really my place is on council at this point, and I've been honored and privileged to serve the citizens, and really to me there is no higher honor than to serve in an elected local capacity. So it's my hope that the citizens, even if you don't agree with me, that you've appreciated the fact that I tried to bring an objective voice to the table, one that's informed. I do my homework, and I really hope and trust that the citizens feel I've served them well, and that I'll continue in that pursuit with a reelection bid.
You're up and running with a campaign website. That's one way to reach voters. Talk to me about how you're going to work the next few months as you work to
Sure.
reach out to voters.
Sure. My campaign is going to be sophisticated this time around. I think it has to be. I think, the engagement in terms of local elections has shifted, and I want to make sure that my message is being heard in all domains. There's going to be a lot of social media with this campaign in terms of Twitter and Facebook. My website is going to be very active and interactive, where you can do all kinds of things to interact with me, to make contributions or volunteer with the campaign. So I think that that is something hopefully that will enable me to reach a new demographic of voters, which I'm very anxious to get our youth involved in, and the demographic of the 25 to 45 year olds. I really want to start to engage that demographic in politics here locally. We're working on their future, and I think that I want their voices heard. And it's important too with this campaign that I'm going to be going door to door, and I'm going to try to put together a good supporter effort that we can all get out there and carry my message to the citizens of Waynesboro. So this is going to be a full court press campaign. from all sides. We're going to be doing telephone calls and telephone banking and things along those lines to make sure that I'm reaching any and every citizen that wants to hear from me and my campaign. So I'm excited about it, and I think it's going to take us getting an early start to make sure that we reach that goal of reaching everyone.